I'll call this meeting to order of the Hampton School Board on October 22nd at 6 o'clock. And we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll use the fire department's flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board member Mrs. Ring will not be here with us tonight. And so our task for this evening is to work through the budget, the proposed budget, and we will start on page 1100-2. Okay, this is salaries for classrooms, teachers. There's no change in staffing. I guess I would.
There is a change in the
Okay, go ahead. Mariah?
We would like to repurpose a half of math. It was a math tutor that was at Center School, and we would like to repurpose that position to part of the psychologist position we would like to discuss when we get further in.
Okay,
So we would like to take that position out.
In a budget, in the proposed budget?
Yep.
so you're taking it
We're
out?
taking it out and putting, no, this one is taking out and putting it into
Okay,
the
so it is
assistant
not,
principal.
it's not proposed in the 5,929,074. It's not included in that?
Correct.
Okay,
It's included in the default, but not included in the proposed.
okay.
Yep.
What we're voting on.
Correct.
Okay, first of all, a motion to accept that figure, and then we'll have discussion. Moved Andrea, seconded Ginny, discussion. All those in favor? 4-0. Okay, page 3, the salaries of the kindergarten paras. The proposed amount is $173,151, and these are part of the CESPA contract.
Correct.
So there's not much we can do about these.
Can
Can we get a motion first, Frank?
I make a motion?
Moved, Frank, seconded.
Yeah.
We are on
I'm
page
sorry.
1100-3. Keep going forward.
1103.
Keep going forward, Andrea.
Right there.
You know where we are.
Okay,
Right here.
No, keep going.
Keep going?
Yep, keep going.
The pages that look like this.
here,
Yeah.
Smack 'em.
Oh,
That's
you're
just
going
your
all the
info.
way to that, okay.
That first one, yes.
Okay, I was going down
I
the
can say
individual
take
ones.
section by
Okay.
section.
Got it.
Okay, so it's moved, Frank, seconded. This is the kindergarten paraprofessionals. I'll second it. Discussion.
I'd like to ask, do we have I know we have this during our annual board meeting, the actual breakdown by teacher and number of students, because I do know that the numbers have kind of shrunk.
Yes. It's in the information tab and it's your green one.
Okay, the green one, the information pack,
Yep.
is that 2,700?
The information tab at the very beginning.
Yep.
Oh, this one,
Yep.
got it, got it.
Nope, keep going. Nope.
Looks like this.
You need
The green page, the green.
A green
paper.
page,
Green
you
page.
took
Yeah.
the green tab.
Info tab.
I got it, right here.
Yep, that's gonna give you your enrollment and the breakdown of ratio.
Got it,
Okay.
okay.
Okay,
And
so
this,
good.
and next year was rather a guesstimate because we really it's a guesstimate.
Right, but what I'm looking at is there an opportunity to consolidate.
well, I don't know, I just heard you say it's a little bit anybody's guess,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Will you look at you mean like in the kindergarten, Frank?
I'm just looking in general, okay?
Okay.
You know, in kindergarten, you've got enrollment of 37, if I'm right here, right?
No, 72.
Oh, that's pre-K, I'm sorry.
Pre-K, yeah,
72, 6, you got an average of 12,
yeah.
you know? And I'm just looking, we don't have to do this, I'm just looking at as we
Right.
move forward. If there's an opportunity to consolidate,
I
we
think,
should look at that opportunity only because of, you know,
Well, that's like the, I mean, you don't know.
We
Right, you
don't
just-
know what,
Yeah, we
and
don't.
we
Yeah, we
may,
don't know.
we may need more of the paras if, depending on where the kids lie, how much of a loss we've taken for,
any other discussion?
We know that a number of students are being homeschooled this year because of COVID-19, and our concern is that we anticipate kids will come back once the schools do open. To what extent, we're not sure. But that being what it is, we're also anticipating there being learning gaps, which we're very concerned about because of how school has been impacted since March 13th of last year. So our concern is that kids have not been in a typical school year in over a year. And our concern is that we really are going to need to differentiate and personalize learning in order to close those gaps. And that's, I think, our thinking around keeping the numbers low and making sure we do have the adequate support for our students. And we can look at them again in the fall, like we can look at them all this spring and summer, just to see if we're on track or if we are, right?
okay.
Yeah. But that was the
I'll
thinking.
buy the argument, I'm
Yeah.
just bringing it up.
Yeah, no, we
because-
talked about
Yeah.
it. We did talk
did
about it. Because the numbers are, as you know, the numbers have gone down. Enrollment has gone down, but we know why they've gone down. And
No, and the other thing I'm bringing it up is I do know from, based on our conversation at the last board meeting, we do know that 24 students have moved over to private school.
we do,
Mhm.
yes.
And
They,
we have to anticipate them returning.
Yeah, and we also know that kindergartners did not start school this year.
No.
Tim said that parents had made decisions consciously to keep kids home. And so we got that going on as well. So it's hard to know what the numbers will ultimately look like. But I do anticipate
I think
gaps.
it's a valid point to bring it forward in
Yeah,
case that
sure.
comes up.
Yeah, good point.
so it's been moved and seconded to approve 173,151 in this account. Further discussion? All those in favor? Okay, 4-0. Okay, we are now on page 1100-4, which is, are you with us, Andrea, there? Keep going, keep going, keep going. A lot. Oh,
I'm all set.
We're on
I
regular.
don't think so,
page.
because you're looking
That
at
page.
the book the wrong
she's
way.
looking at the summary.
We moved to 1100.
This is why.
Okay, so it, moved, or it's been proposed 6,300 for regular ed tutors. Motion,
I'll make the motion.
moved Frank, seconded. Ginny, discussion?
Yeah. Okay, going back to my original conversation, and you had indicated that we're going to have a significant impact by the students when they come back learning. Is this enough money? That's what I'm saying, is this enough money to, I know we have to look at where it's gonna come from, that I understand,
Right.
but you've got it broken down, 2,100 for tutors, and if we have some emotional gaps, is that gonna be enough? And,
You know, I think we're gonna hope that it is. I think that we're gonna use all the resources that we have and, yeah.
okay, just plain devil's
Yeah, no, I
advocate.
appreciate it.
Further discussion? All those in favor? 400. We're on page 1100-5. Salaries for substitutes. $177,900. That's fairly close to what it's been for the last few years.
Mhm.
Okay. Want me to make?
Motion,
I'll make the motion. to
moved
accept.
Frank, seconded
Second.
Ginny.
Alright. Now I have expressed a concern on this
Okay.
one too, okay? If I look at actual 2018, 2019, and I'm gonna need Mariah to help me out on this.
Mhm.
We budgeted 161,529.
18, 19, those are the,
Yeah, those are the actuals,
actuals, yep,
okay? And the actuals on 2019, 2020,
yep.
the actual was 179. What was budgeted then?
The same that was budgeted for 2021.
And didn't we go over budget on subs?
Yes, and we usually do.
Do. And are we looking at going over budget this?
Oh, for sure. We have a maternity, a few maternity leaves can eat that up. COVID obviously is gonna hit us hard for substitutes this year. We're already right now at, I looked it up, we are at, for subs this year, just right now, we've spent, $6,000.
And we're
It's
not
us.
even into the full.
Yeah.
So is this under budgeted in your opinion?
I think it's tight, but I think it's doable.
Alright, it's doable. Do you think it would be more advantageous to say round it to 180,000?
Well, if I may, if we spend 6,000, we're getting close to a third of the school year. We spent 6,000.
Yes, and the average usually chunk of substitutes is
Yeah.
April, May, and June.
Right, but still, 6,000, and we have 177, 180.
Well, and like everything, it's
Yeah, it's-
different year.
It's a guess.
We have remote teachers that can be remotely sick at home, and so I mean it's a different year right now. But that's 6 and
So when you put this together, you felt this was a good number?
I feel that it's doable. Yes.
Okay.
We're in the ballpark for sure.
Further discussion?
Go ahead.
This whole thing is really a crapshoot.
Really,
Yeah?
Yeah.
The worst
honestly,
thing
and it
we've
really
ever
is.
done,
It's really hard to guess. And
because you don't know these.
so we're trying to keep it the same as
Yeah. Yeah.
it's normally been the past few years, kind of give and take, and hope for the best. Really.
So we have a motion. We have a motion for
Right.
177.9. Further discussion? Did you want to amend the motion?
No,
No? Okay.
I wanted it in discussion mode. I just want to make sure we're comfortable moving forward, that's all.
Okay.
Right now, what do we do for remote? If you're sick and you're a remote teacher, what happens?
Depends on the severity of the sickness, and it depends on, it just depends, right, is what I would say. You could be sick and still potentially teach from home, depending on how you were sick, right? So,
But if they're sick and it's like they have, I don't know, they're sick and they can't teach, what do we do?
I believe the principals are looking at that. I know that they've had to make some provisions in some cases, and they have.
Wow.
Yep. I also know that they've actually filled in as subs. So we're being very creative this year. You can be sure, because of the staffing that's required in this model. You have to account for your remote students, your in-person students, and the students that are off, that are not in school, but they're still getting support. So those off students, like cohort A on Thursday, Friday, we have to account for them as well. So there's a lot of moving parts.
And next year's first grade class is gonna be harder because you've got a lot of kindergartners that went to private preschools for another year, they went to Sacred Heart, they went all over the
They
place.
stayed home, that's
They
right.
stayed home, so they may be a wide variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard doing the budget this year. We really looked at 2 years ago, and hoping we're going to have a more normal year as opposed to this year. That's our hope, but it's very difficult to say, right? It's very difficult.
Well, the only reason I brought it up is because I've known every year we budgeted subs, and every year we went over budget, with the exception of last year because of COVID. We had a little break, but it was still a tight year. And that money ended up, whatever savings we had in that account went elsewhere, to cover shortfalls. So I was just concerned because I know we raised the sub fee, right? And we're still not getting any
Not a lot of people,
viable.
not a lot of people are subbing,
Right,
that's
right.
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 Because, and I can understand
Right.
because of COVID, that's basically it.
I honestly think we wait and touch this next budget, see what this next year brings, before we really add more money into it.
Okay.
Further discussion? All those in favor? That's on,
I abstain, because I'm on the sub.
okay, you in favor?
I'm in favor of the budget. as it
301. Okay, repair and maintenance for $1,080, that's level funded. Motion to accept or not accept, Andrea, second.
stands. I'll second.
Frank, discussion? All those in favor? 400. Okay, leasing of equipment, that seems to be level funded. Motion to accept or reject, Frank, seconded, Andrea, discussion? All those in favor? 400. Supplies, 74,350. I think that's level funded. Motion,
Well, we have, basically the rest of it is kind of supplies and services related to that. Can we take that whole chunk and make a motion to accept it?
I think we should do it page by page.
Okay, that's fine.
I know it's
No,
cumbersome.
that's fine.
Let's get a motion on the 74,350. Moved, Andrea, seconded. Ginny, discussion? All those in favor? 400. Next page, instructional textbooks, that's down. 33,250, that's down 15,000?
Yep, I think we put it in
We purposed it and moved it to the,
technology,
Yep.
because we are
Okay.
using fewer textbooks.
To
and we
instructional
want-
instructional
soft-
software,
Yeah,
software.
that's right, that's exactly where we put it,
Yeah.
because
Mo-
of the technology.
Motion, Andrea, to accept? Moved, Andrea, seconded, Ginny. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Periodicals and printed materials, level funded.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Instructional software and online resources, well, that's up a little bit, but I think we all know why. Motion to accept or not accept, Andrea? To accept? Second, Frank, discussion? All those in favor? 400. Equipment, that's level funded. Motion, one way or the other? Moved to accept, Andrea, second. Ginny, discussion? All those in favor? 400.
What was the drastic reduction? Just for curiosity's sake.
Which one? On the software?
Equipment. 11, we went from 11.5 down to 5.
What?
Where was the 11? Oh,
The academy,
1920.
I would guess it
yeah,
would
it
be
was
the
the academy,
furniture.
because
the
we
new
had
one.
put all, the furniture
All the
and stuff, you
furniture.
put all of the new
Got
stuff
it.
in.
Okay.
Yep, exactly, Lois.
Well, it's just good to know, somebody might ask
Oh,
that
yeah.
question.
Yeah, sure.
Contracted services for 504, that's level funded. Motion,
I'll make the motion.
Moved Frank to accept. Frank to accept.
Yeah.
Seconded Andrea. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. And supplies for 504, and that's level funded.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Moved Andrea. I'll second it. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Okay. Okay, we'll move a couple pages forward in the next section. We're on page 1200-2. Salaries, special ed teachers, $953,004. That's down slightly. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion?
I'd like to, can we look at some consolidation here? You know, positions? I do know, I know we have a case manager for teen. And I do know in other areas, they do have a case manager for a grade. And I do know that some of the caseloads on this isn't as significant than in other areas. So I'm looking, there's, to look at opportunities to save dollars, can we consolidate?
Can I make a suggestion, or can we table this and get Dr. Lois to come to our next meeting?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll
Yep.
we'll table 1200,
The whole section.
yeah, probably the whole special ed section,
Yeah, why don't we do that? We should have her here anyway for that.
okay? And if she can come to the next session, we can put her first.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going up to the green tab. And one page, we're at 1400-2. The proposal is for 45,292, it's level funded. Someone want to make a motion? Frank, seconded. Jenny, discussion?
This particular section, we know that people are looking to increase the salary from 1689 up slightly, because that has been brought out at a couple of meetings.
I think we'll be talking about it at our next negotiations
Right.
session. But this is the amount that's been budgeted,
Okay,
and are you
Do you
thinking
need,
that?
do you need to table this?
Well, doesn't it has to go through warrant,
Negotiations?
yeah, negotiations say contract, and then if that gets approved, then it would go in here.
yeah,
Yeah, but if it, yeah.
So do you want to table it for now?
We can table it.
Okay, we will table it.
Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, I just don't want the category to
But
be underfunded.
It's
but
gonna be
it's-
approved by
It's gonna be approved by the warrant article, so at the end of the,
Oh, so we
right,
can't.
Yeah,
so,
you can't.
so you can't, so this
Okay.
would be default.
Okay,
Oh,
so can I get a motion for the 45,292?
I'll give you the motion.
Moved Frank, seconded Ginny. Good call on that, Ginny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a minute.
Discussion?
right?
Not much discussion on it, because all those in favor? 400.
You can tell them their friend did it again.
After-school activities, level funded, motion.
I make a
Moved
motion to
Andrea,
accept.
seconded Frank. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Student assemblies, if we ever get back to normal. Level funded, motion. Andrea, Moved. Second, Frank, discussion? All those in favor? 400. Am I the only one putting the vote totals down, or are you?
I'm getting, yeah.
Okay, because I might forget.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll do minutes.
Okay.
I'm making the other minutes. if you want
Okay,
to.
and I'll try to do.
Yeah,
these.
I got that too.
This is a significant change here. This is for curricular program, $30,000. Motion?
Yeah.
Moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion? All those in favor?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
We're not doing the Washington trip again, are we?
Not this year.
No, but in this budget, are we doing the
So
Washington trip?
I just left it the same as last year, so
I
I
don't
figured
know.
that's your discussion.
Our
We won't
concern
use
is,
the same company.
That's nice.
but it may not be a Washington trip, it may be some trip.
Boston trip?
It could be a Boston trip, it could be New York City again, it could be,
I just don't wanna see the school go out and fundraise again, because the merchants right now and everybody that contributed to all this stuff is hurting. You're,
oh,
and I don't wanna see fundraising by the schools this year.
No, and I agree.
You
I
know?
agree. I think fundraising should, for this year, if you're talking
Yeah.
about, should be ended. But I think in general, okay, that we should limit fundraisings going out,
Yeah,
okay?
I think you're right, Frank, cause, you know, people, let's all work together. and-
Well, we know they're not going this year,
Okay,
although there's some great airfares that are cheap.
that's great
But this is proposing for
for
next year.
2 years.
And we don't know what's gonna happen
No.
then. You know, COVID could be hopefully over, and it's just in the budget in case.
Okay,
Okay, and I mean, you know, we're gonna help them regardless, we're not gonna go into major fundraising, I agree with you. But yeah,
So it's been moved, the $30,000 has been moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Supplies. 17,380, it's level funded. Motion, Andrea, moved, second Frank. Discussion?
just a question, have we ever gone over budget in this particular area? In supplies?
No,
No, okay.
no.
All those in favor? Frank?
Yeah.
Sorry.
we're hoping nothing goes up, we don't even know what the prices are gonna be in this stuff.
We don't?
You're right.
It's,
I mean-
we're doing it kind of blind, and we're doing it,
Yeah,
what, a year and a half ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Summer school level funded, motion,
I make the motion to
Frank?
accept.
seconded, I'll second it. Discussion,
Do we need to improve on this? Because you've got not identified students, but we're in such a precarious situation. Do we need to add more to this in anticipation of more students that will need extended year?
It's really it's hard to say. First off, are things next summer going to be okay to have kids come back and in what capacity? It's really hard to say. Again, we're all hoping things resolve sooner than later, but realistically,
But this is for non-identified, right?
Yeah,
This
what's
is-
your gut feeling? I mean, next summer, are there gonna be more non-identified kids that are gonna need summer help?
who might need a jump start, because that's what this is all about, is a jump start.
I'm thinking there is, that's just me.
If things are normal, there will be, you're right.
would you like to see the budget go up by one instructor to $3,600?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Okay, then I'll also make the motion that we change this number to 3,000 and budget for 5 teachers for 20 hours at $30 an hour. Versus
Second,
the current 4 teachers, 20 hours.
second, Andrea, discussion on that? I appreciate that, okay? But I think when we look at these, we have to understand that Lois and her administrative team have looked at this and thought about this, and it's not like that they haven't thought, so just,
Not trying to second guess, but I just feel like
okay.
what I see is.
I just, when you see that, the figure didn't come out of the air, that's.
No, I know.
Further discussion? Ginny?
No.
No. All those in favor of the 3,000? Okay, 4-0.
I guess at some point, we should find out from Lois what she cut out of what the principals requested
Okay.
and how the budget came to be.
Yeah,
Because
I can talk a little bit about that if you'd like.
Sure.
So we actually, we as a leadership team actually went through every line item. And we had conversations about everything. We started at 0 and we really prioritized what was going to be a need, what was the vision of the Hampton leadership team, what we wanted to do. And we talked a lot about social emotional learning, we talked about students' needs, we talked about the unknowns. We also talked about the fact that our greatest hope is that kids are going to be in school next year full-time and we would be back to a normal school opening. That's our greatest wish sooner than later. That being the case, we talked about the need for there being a shared leadership model at center school. That's really important to us. We talk about the importance of, you know, that model seems to work in Hampton, and that you think about Hampton Academy, you think about the Marsden School, and we talked about our need for center school. We also recognize that we could really benefit from some leadership with special education and preschool. So we talked about repurposing some positions, which Mariah, I think, alluded to, in the sense that we looked at where we could make some cuts in what we wanted to do. We would like to do some repurposing so that we might be able to hire somebody that would have a background in administration and special education and preschool, so that we can ensure that Center, being a primary school, is getting the leadership and support that they need. So we talked about that. We also talked about the fact that we know that the social emotional learning of our students is paramount to their academic success, and that it would be our greatest wish that we had a psychologist as well as a school counselor at every school. And so that's also our second greatest wish. So those being our wishes, we had to prioritize monetarily where we were, because we know there are some impacts to this budget that are out of our control. Things like health insurance and retirement. So that's why we had to trim some of these budgets, you know, where we felt that we could, but at the same time, we didn't want to sacrifice the quality of services and the quality of programs and the quality education that Hampton has been known for. So that's why it's important for us to, again, to be mindful of numbers, to be mindful of the supports and the resources that are needed. So we stayed away from the people, because those are what it's really about, the people that make the difference. We know with children, we know that the teachers, the educators are the biggest contributing factors to a child's academic success. So we stayed away from that, but we really looked at how we could repurpose positions. So that's why you'll see that we level funded where we could, and we prioritized in those areas. I hope that gives you an overview. But we did, as a leadership team, we had Keith, Mary, everybody sat here, all administrators, including our special ed director, and we went through every line item and we cut where we could, and we we were very mindful of every line item.
Mhm.
Mariah?
Yeah, it was, team effort. We took everybody's, wishes and wants and put it in a pot and tried to make the best choices, of what we really needed for the kiddos. So I think we did a very well, a great job, at some of the hits that we're hitting this year and, trying to clean it up and keep it flat too at the same time.
Well,
So-
it amazes me, it really does, that given what transpired in September and is transpiring now with the changes that we've had to make and everyone's had to make and so on and so forth, and with the uncertainty that you folks have been able to bring us this budget in a timely way, it just amazes me, and and I'm appreciative of it. Okay, that's a placeholder for summer school, moved Andrea, seconded Frank. No discussion on that, I would guess. All those in favor? 400. Okay, we're on 2120-2, guidance counselors. Of course, that depends on the, how negotiations go. But right now, it's level funded at 306,231. Motion?
I'll make the
Moved
motion. to
Frank,
accept.
seconded Andrea. Discussion? All those in favor? Frank, did you say yes?
Yes.
400. And then, sorry. We have the social worker. 65,974. That's because it was a lower salary.
Correct, she's
Okay.
new
Yeah.
hire.
Make a motion to accept.
Moved Andrea,
I'll second it.
seconded Frank. Discussion?
Okay, you're saying that we went from the actual in 2018, 2019, 2019 and 2020, which was significant. So how did we drop? Is it a new person?
So, yes, new person.
Okay,
So, yes.
any entry level came in at a,
Correct,
okay,
correct.
that makes
And
sense.
that is still with the increase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, is this position, this is not a union position?
No.
So this is basically what the board agrees to?
Yes, it's a non-union position, yeah.
Okay.
Further discussion? It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor? 400. Child and family interventionist.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, do you need to do your?
I'll
motion
make a motion to accept,
The $1,
yeah.
seconded. Andrea? Explanation,
So
Brian?
this is one of the repurposes that we would like to do. We would like to repurpose the position and take the funds and add it to the psychologist at center school.
So, it's a wash when you transfer from one to
So
another?
there's we have two positions that we're going to take to, that we would, there's two positions you'll see that we're gonna repurpose and wash out the cost of the psychologist. And then one position, the half position, at the very beginning of the teacher, that we are gonna repurpose and move that, to help with the assistant principal.
All right, I would like to make a motion that we kind of table this particular and the other positions you discussed
So you can
into
see where they are.
one group, so we can really look at it and evaluate it.
Yep.
Because right now, it's just one, and then we're gonna talk about the next one So I'd like to know where it's coming from,
So is that a motion, Frank, to table?
table.
Second? Andrea? All those in favor of tabling? Okay. Mariah, just, if you look up at the top there, where it says board proposed,
Mhm.
and it says 20201.
Oh geez,
There's a
oh, we
type-
gotta fix that.
Listen, there's one on the previous page.
Oh, it's probably in all of them because when you
Not,
do
not
it,
all of them.
when you do it to one, it goes through.
Yeah,
So I'll check, yeah,
You might
I'll
want-
fix that one.
that's what caught me off guard when I looked at that. I was
Perfect
going,
catch, thank
Am I
you.
reading this right?
Yeah, I see it.
Yep.
Are you suggesting we do that at the end of the budget review?
I don't care if we do it at the end or
Or when the
next
position comes
meeting or
up.
what I'm suggesting is, any repurposed position
Yep.
or any new position added, we should be looking at the broad picture, because if we do it individually, as it's proposed,
Yeah.
we're gonna get lost and find out where the money's coming from.
Yeah.
So I think we need to find out exactly, because this question will probably come up at the budget committee,
Oh, yeah.
okay? So I think we need to be more clearer
Yep.
on this. I'm not opposed to the position, just want that understood, but I think it needs to be more defined.
Yep. Yep.
So the next page is guidance services supplies, levels funded, a motion to accept or not accept.
I make a motion, we accept.
Moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion? Again, it's level funded. All those in favor? 400. Okay. Health services. I'm thinking we'll get through this section and then we'll take a brief recess. So, 2130-2, school nurses. Pretty much level funded. Motion to accept or not accept. Frank moved.
Move to accept.
I'll second it. Discussion. Any discussion, questions? This is contractual also.
Correct.
So nothing on this needed to change, given COVID-related,
It
Things.
dropped because of, I guess we hired a
Position
new person
change.
at a
Uh-huh.
new rate level. But
Yep.
that's a good point that Andrea brought
Well,
out.
you know, we should let the superintendent answer that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a highlight change.
Yeah.
That's all that was. Yeah.
now, what about the situation where we were looking at LPNs or,
That comes in later, you'll see.
that comes in later?
Yep, you'll see.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, got it.
Did we move this already? We did.
Mhm.
We moved
Yeah, we
and
moved
seconded. All those, further discussion?
No.
All those in favor? 400. And then we have the health aid, and there's just a placeholder there.
Mhm.
And we'll let the superintendent
Yeah.
or Mariah explain that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't find people. It's very sad. We've been advertising for LPNs since late spring last year, right up until this year, and there's been open positions. Unfortunately, we cannot seem to fill them. I think that it's just a sign of the times, as there are lots of openings out there for people in the health field, and we are just unfortunate, we just can't seem to get them. Substitutes continues to be challenging. We do have a couple in the queue, but by and large, this is an area that we struggle, where we try to fill this.
Okay.
So that is the second position that would,
Be
repurposed. Mhm.
Do you
Well,
want
this is being tabled for the next time.
Yeah,
But I have a question regarding.
Well, we
that.
don't know if it's gonna be tabled yet, because I haven't had a motion to table it.
No, this was tabled on the original one that I tabled before, and I said we group all those positions.
Okay, all right. So
Should-
this
should
is,
I-
You follow what I'm
Officially-
saying? That fell into that category.
that's fine. okay.
But,
So if it's tabled, we don't really need to talk about it.
health aid we do, because of the new
Yeah.
position that they're talking about. Oh, so we wanna put that in the, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Nurse assistant, it's the next one underneath it.
Now, that's table two, because that's a new one.
That's one
Nope.
that we agreed to, this summer, that we were able to hire somebody who had
Oh,
a
right.
different certification. So we, called her a nurse assistant, which is more in line with her,
Duties.
certification, yep, and her duties. So that's somebody that is currently working in our district.
Do we have somebody in that position?
Motion for this
We
one?
do,
So,
No.
Move Ginny, seconded
well,
Andrea.
we do, but.
Discussion? Frank?
Yeah, do we have somebody in that position?
So we do, and unfortunately, the person has,
Well,
has given her notice. So she will be leaving, at the end of this month. And we are looking to, have a sub come and help us on those days for the same money that the students are in school.
but is the sub certified?
Yep, the sub is
Okay.
actually a certified nurse.
Oh.
So
that's
we're
what I
gonna,
was
yeah,
gonna
so
say.
we are, so we're able to pay her the $200 a day, which is what the nurses get, and we're still within our budget.
Okay,
Yep, so we looked at it.
Further discussion?
No, for a second, I'll look it up.
All those in favor?
Yep.
4-0.
You just can't-
Contracted health services, employment exams, I'm guessing. It's level funded. Motion up or down?
I make a motion, we accept.
Seconded. Andrea? Any discussion? All those in favor? Ginny, yeah?
yeah,
4-0-0. And repair and maintenance, recalibration of the audiometers.
Motion to accept?
Moved Andrea, I'll second it. $825 level funded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Ginny, yeah, 4-0-0. And supplies, EpiPens,
I'll make a motion to accept.
moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion,
Question, more or less, and discussion.
Frank?
Would this also include the current situation
The
with
current
COVID,
situation-
masks, gloves?
Yes, so what I'm doing right now is I have, a COVID account for Keith, that I'm tracking for his stuff, but when the nurses are buying stuff, they are putting it in their line because they're utilizing it, but I make them write COVID on it, so the purchase orders all have COVID for everything that is COVID related, so I can track it. But yes, it's going, there's
Well,
items going in this line.
Let me ask this, should we propose a new budget category called COVID-19 to separate that entity? Because if we include it in this item, mask, gloves, and everything is just gonna eat this thing. And you're not gonna have EpiPens, Band-Aids, sanitation.
Right, well, and that's,
I'm just looking at a different
right,
way to propose.
how do we know if do we know if it's gonna happen next year? That's-
Which way is easier for you?
Either way is easier for, either way is fine, we just, if the thought is that we should, maybe COVID's gonna happen next year and we wanna suggest putting this rate up, then that's what we should
The
do.
only way, if we can get reimbursed back,
Right, I was
you
gonna
know,
say for
from
the
federal assistance and
recovery
everything,
funds.
it's in a
Right.
separate category.
Right,
Are
That's
we
all
gonna
I'm
be
saying.
reimbursed anyway?
Well,
Whether it's
Well, right
in here
now,
or whether
no.
it's not?
well, yes, so I
If we get
track it in
reimbursed.
here and I track everything,
If we get reimbursed.
right, if we get reimbursed, it's trackable, I can prove everything out.
So, if we triple this budget and go to $15,000 with the idea that we're gonna be spending 10 on
On COVID.
COVID, okay? I know it's not much, but it ups our budget and it ups the percentage and so on and so forth. So I'm just, and I know it's not a lot in the overall scheme of things, but I'm thinking we should just leave it the way it is and let you handle it.
But the problem you would have with that, Les, is if we go over budget on this, it's gonna have to come out of something else to offset that, correct?
Well, hopefully we're gonna be
Yes.
reimbursed.
Well, no, the problem is, this year we did not get reimbursed, if I recall correctly, right?
We have not gotten reimbursed as
Right,
of
and it was squashed
so far.
so far, so I think
Well, what's your motion, Frank?
my motion is to create a budget, a separate budget for COVID-19 expenditures.
And how much money would you put into that?
I think we should just basically put a nominal dollar amount in there, probably say $5,000 equal to this, and then we're gonna have to look for $5,000 to cut somewhere else, to keep that budget. I know we're gonna blow it, but at least it's a line item.
You don't want to just increase this by 5,000? No. Okay, so Frank's made a motion that we're gonna vote on this, but we're gonna set up another, we'll call it the COVID account, for $5,000. That's Frank's motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded Andrea. Discussion.
So what kind of impact will this have when the auditors come and look at our books?
If I have it in a separate account,
Right,
nothing.
it's not gonna cause a problem for you or anything like that?
No, I'd have to call them and make sure if they've made separate accounts and what account number I could utilize, but other than that, no.
And money, let's say money does come from the government, you can use that money to
You would,
apply
I want-
to that specific
Yes,
account.
account to wash it out.
Almost similar, and I could be wrong on this, but almost similar to like this food service budget where they get money from the government.
Correct.
So it
It
would be
goes to line
similar to
items,
that.
yep.
So,
But I think you were probably gonna think of, in the food service budget, we don't have it separated out, do we?
well, we're not talking about food service.
No, I
right
know,
now,
but I'm just trying to equate
Right.
apples to apples.
Although I'm getting hungry. So Frank has a motion that we set up an additional account, a COVID supply account, and would be funding that $5,000. That's a motion. Andrea seconded it, I think.
Right.
Further discussion.
We're setting up a COVID account for not this year, not next year, but the year after.
No, we're in
20.
2021, 2022, so you're really saying
20.
next year.
Yeah.
Next year,
next year.
okay.
Yeah, and that's limited because we don't know what's going to happen, okay? And I'm only separating, the only reason I brought it up, I think it's easier for us if we have to apply for reimbursement, if there's an opportunity to get the dollars, it's in a separate account and not mixed in with our normal account.
Further discussion.
Well, how did you do it to this point, Mariah?
How did I?
To do the,
Keep
when
it
we
separated.
got applied for the grants,
Oh, so I track it, so I know what we're paying for COVID and what, it's in here. We have, and I have a system that's, with the purchase orders and everything and invoicing, that has sections where you can code it, and it's all coded COVID-19, so that when I'm searching for expenses, I just search for COVID-19 and everything comes up.
So she's doing it unofficially,
Officially.
what we're
Right,
asking
yeah.
to
Yeah,
do
and I'm
officially.
saying, let's
Yeah.
identify it.
Correct. I mean.
Again, I'm just saying.
Would it be easier for me? Probably just to stick it in here, yes, because then we could just take it out of here and we don't have an account that floats around for years to come that says
Okay.
COVID-19 and it really makes me sad.
Further discussion?
so you saying you don't need this account, is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it would be, so you know how, we have, sometimes it'll say Center 20, Marston 30, Academy 40,
Yeah.
and we could, and District 50, we could do a District 50 and make it COVID.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Within this account?
Within this
Right.
account.
That's fine. As long as it's separated, I don't care. I would prefer not mixed in with everything
So,
else.
so I would have another tab that said District 50 and it would have $5,000 in it. And then
All right.
does that
So,
make sense?
do you want to
I'll amend my motion.
Just withdraw it, Frank.
I'll withdraw.
Okay.
Andrea,
Yeah, I'll withdraw my second.
okay, so we're back to this with Mariah's change, how it's looked.
So
And I
add
think we
District
wanted to
15.
add $5,000, so can we get a motion for that?
I'll make the motion that we add $5,000 to this budget for specific COVID-19
To this account,
expenditures. To this
in this account.
So what are we gonna use in COVID-19 that we're not gonna use already budgeted in the budget?
So it would be the extra masks,
Yeah,
the
Glove.
gloves, any form,
Like the nurses have to do full gown,
right?
yeah,
that's PPE.
And if their thermometers break or any other expenses happen, that kind of.
Here's the concern, why I brought that up and why.
Well, hold on a minute. Because we have a motion, we don't have a second for the motion. Oh, Andrea, so we're discussing putting different line in this account.
right, but we have our gowns, gloves, and masks already in here.
Mm-hmm. When I'm doing it this year, because we had no separate anything, so I have the schools, if the nurses purchase items for PPE, it goes in this line.
I think what the confusion is, okay, is have we spent over $5,000 on COVID-19 materials?
Yes.
Okay, so this budget that reflects, has no COVID, from
No,
past.
we have nothing COVID in this, this is all, you
This
won't
is
even see this till
normal,
next year.
normal, everyday
Yes.
aspirins, EpiPens, everything, okay? Normal mask.
Right, but where's the COVID expenses that we have spent in the actual 2019, 2020? Where's that amount, or that hasn't been done
So
yet?
that hasn't done yet, so we bought all
Okay.
that stuff this year, last year was more when we purchased any form of PPE from March to June was more cleaning stuff for Keith.
Okay, so
Okay,
we
and
had $5,000 in that budget, right? In the budget this year we have for that, right?
Right,
So how much of that $5,000 have we spent and how much has it been for COVID?
so, most of it is, we've got our basic, Band-Aids and such, I could not tell you, but so far we've spent $60,000 for COVID, that's not all nurses.
Yeah.
That's, and I have 12,000 encumbered still, cause I looked up the number today. A lot of the big ticket price were the backpacks for the cleaning,
The
and the
iWave.
iWaves were not in this
The
because it's grant
electrostatics.
related.
The electrostatic cleaners.
So tell me, where's
Ginny's
that money
asking-
coming from?
On the
Ginny's asking-
supplies.
But I'm looking for the
Supplies.
supplies, so masks, PPE and such, were about, I don't know what school this was at, but,
Well, it could-
we're about $2,000 to $3,000 a school right now.
Okay, but my que-
$3,000 a school, so we're well over
We're over that.
we're over this.
Okay, so my question now is, okay, to add to your situation, to try to make it more explainable, we spent $60,000 in last year, or whenever, this current school year, whatever.
this current school year.
Okay, 2019, 2020 to right now. Where is that in the budget?
That is nowhere in the budget.
So,
But we paid for it, right?
right, so we have to account for that, where are you accounting for that, Mariah?
Yeah,
Where are you getting it? The
So-
$60,000, are we just going without something to pay that 60,000?
This year?
Yeah,
Well, are we discussing this year or are we discussing 21, 22?
well, I think
no,
that
because,
Because you can add COVID into this, but we don't know if COVID's gonna happen. So we discussed it and we did not add extra COVID money into this budget.
well, that's my thing, is I don't wanna add $5,000 if we're not gonna use
So, cause
it.
we don't know if we're gonna use it or not, right? We're
Right.
predicting the future.
But where did we get the 60,000?
So the 60,000 that we are spending this year, right now,
Yep,
that we're in,
yep,
2021,
it's coming from cost
Is-
savings
is-
initiative.
is we did not budget that either because we did that last year
Right.
and we did not know that COVID was gonna happen.
right.
So, did we budget the money? No. Do we have the funds? It is very tight. We are trying to control our spending. We're trying to keep our expenses down. We are trying to, for example, after school activities did not happen this trimester. So the stipends and that such help. The transportation for athletes, we didn't utilize that. So that saves us some money. We didn't have assemblies or field trips yet. We haven't, so those
No,
things
I
So it would
understand.
be
are
safe
kind of
to-
offsetting some of
Would it be
it.
safe to
we're-
say you're taking
Hold on,
Peter
hold
to
on.
pay Paul?
Yes.
But how much do we get from the federal government?
We, for COVID,
Yeah,
we received $88,000.
Yeah.
13 of that goes to Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
And then what we utilized with that were the airwaves. And we
The
got
temperature monitor.
the temperature monitors and some Chromebooks and some backup power supplies.
so none of it went for masks or anything?
No, we spent, and that, when we've spent it all, we've encumbered it and we've spent it and we've got that money.
Okay,
And
so
all-
what- I know we don't know if covert's coming, but we don't.
We
But you
don't.
know what? It's not going away, number one. Even if we come out with a vaccine, it's still not gonna go away. We're gonna have some mild cases. And, you know, where we're spending $60,000 now for masks, gloves, sanitizing, the electrostatic machines, whatever. All we're saying is, we're adding 5,000, which is
In the scheme of things, it's
insignificant to what
not
it is.
much, but we decided not to do it when we were in budget because we were not sure.
I think that was a good decision.
Right, we were trying to kind of hope for the best that we don't have COVID and to keep the budget flat and to be mindful.
Frank, we're gonna call you Frank Fauci.
All I'm saying.
I get it.
I agree,
get it.
like
You
it's.
gotta look,
you
and, you
don't
know, it's an insignificant amount, and we're gonna have to take it from something else, but the bottom line is, you have to account for it. And if something happens, we're gonna be cut short, and 5 isn't gonna answer it, to be honest with you.
No, I am struggling with that in real life right now.
So I have gotten lost as to where we are. Are we
We're talking about the motion to add $5,000 to this
$5,000.
budget.
in a,
In
just
addition
in
to
this,
the-
in this account?
Yes.
We were talking about setting up another one.
Yes,
Okay,
in this-
further discussion. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion fails. So we're back to this 5,000 or another amendment. Someone could amend it to add 10,000 to this 5,000, or someone could move that we leave it just as it is.
I'd like to make a motion that we table this till we have more time to consider and think and, I don't know, it just came on all of us kind of quickly and I feel like we need a little more time to discuss it. But that's just me.
I just can't ask at this point in time the taxpayers for $5,000 for something that might happen.
Okay, hold on just a second. Second?
Oh, I'll second Andrew's.
Okay, discussion, Ginny.
I can't at this time ask the taxpayers for $5,000 for something that might happen. I have to be more concerned with what is happening. And I realize COVID is big and I realize it's cost us a lot of money, but at this time, I will not vote for a $5,000 addition.
Okay. I think when there's a motion made to table, we have to vote on the motion to
we do.
table right away. So we're gonna just vote, are we gonna table this? This is Andrea's motion to table this. All in favor of tabling it? 3, opposed, 1. 3 to 1. This has been tabled. And I would accept a motion that we have a brief recess.
I'll make the
Moved
motion.
Frank, seconded Andrea. All those in favor? Okay, we are in recess. We're on page 2146-1. Related services, this is, actually, I'm sorry, we're on 2046-2, next page.
Okay.
School psychologist, plural, 222,406. That's up.
We've held off on this one,
On the psychologist.
on the psychologist.
Okay, all right.
Did we table this one?
Excuse me. Yes,
Yes,
it's part of
because it's
Frank's
part of
motion.
the-
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the one that we want to talk about, because this was a leadership conversation where, given the needs of the students, given what school psychologists can do, over counselors, they can consult, they can service, they can work with kids, they can work with adults. It's just a broader scope of services, and we just find that we need this, given what's going on. In fact, our two psychologists are taking a big lead in our staff and student wellness right now. So ideally, we'd love to have a counselor and school psychologist at every school.
So when we get to that, because we've tabled this, everybody sees the to be hired at center, and that's a guesstimate of what it would be.
Yeah, it is, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Contracted services for school psychologists, 4,200. Is that tabled too, or are we acting on that?
Oh, that's not tabled.
That's tabled?
No, it's not tabled.
Not tabled.
Not tabled.
Okay, motion one way or the other?
Is this testing and stuff? I'll make the motion.
Yep.
Moved Frank, seconded Ginny. Questions, Frank?
Yeah, is this the testing, or what is the 4,200 for?
Every once in a while, you need to have that additional services, so this is what it's providing. It's for students that have it in an IEP.
Okay, so we have that in the current budget, correct?
Yep.
So we're just carrying it over?
It's just flatlining
Okay,
it.
okay,
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Further discussion? All those in favor? 400. Speech and language. Salaries. No change in that particularly. Motion one way or the other.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Moved Andrea to accept, seconded Ginny. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. This is the speech para, I think, and that's part of the CESPA contract.
Yep.
Motion one way or the other?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Professional services, contracted services for speech and language, 12,750. Motion, one way or the other. Moved Andrea, seconded Ginny. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Audiology. Level funded, motion up or down? Moved Andrea, second. Ginny, discussion?
Yeah, I'm just throwing this out. Should this budget increase slightly only because I'm finding that due to illnesses out there, that identifying kids with hearing losses has increased, you know. Should we improve this? How much have we utilized in this?
So we just put the budget, gave it a budget for this year.
Oh, this is brand new?
Uh-huh. So I honestly could not really, we left it flat because we do not know where it's really gonna be.
And why did we put it in now?
Just was,
We have
I think we
students
had a
with,
student that,
we do, we have a student that has these needs, and that's why we put it in.
And what type of services are we providing them to? Or students?
It's students that have hearing losses, that might need help with their FM systems, it could be any of that.
Then you may want to increase it, because I know the equipment to utilize for the hearing impaired is more significant than 26. I mean, just to assist.
Are you making a motion, Frank?
Yeah, I'm making a motion that we should at least increase it by 2,400, because I think this budget is going
To
to take a
5,000?
hit. But we need to find 2,400 to offset it.
Frank's move that we increase that to 5,000. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Can I speak to it?
Yes.
I believe that Lois, the special ed director, did see it, but we could, when we bring her in, you could have her, you could ask her about this.
Okay.
Because I do believe that we were thoughtful, in terms of.
we really
like,
tried to.
Yeah, in terms of putting together a budget that we felt was doable and not wanting to shortchange ourselves or our
No,
students.
no, and I understand that, but I also understand that the equipment involved in such a thing is more expensive than 2,600.
I'm gonna guess what she put in though, what she needed. That's my guess. Mariah, is that your
Yeah,
guess?
I mean,
Why don't we table this until she comes?
Yeah.
I can look into
Well,
what our expenses
hold
are
on just a
for-
minute. We have a motion
Right,
I withdraw my motion.
to increase this to 5,000. You
I
withdraw. Okay. So now I need a motion to table this.
I'd like,
I'll make a motion to table it.
Seconded?
I'll second it.
Frank, we need to vote on that right away. All in favor? Okay, it's tabled. Physical therapy, level funded. Motion, up or down? Moved, Andrea? Up, is that up? Seconded, Ginny?
Yep.
Discussion? Okay, all those in favor? 400. Occupational therapists, salaries, got 3 people. Total is 173,599. Motion one way or the other.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Moved Andrea, seconded
Second.
Ginny. Discussion?
We added a position on 10/9/20, 10/1/2019 on this,
Yes.
Yes. So,
and this is a contracted position?
so 2 of them
Yes.
are, and then 1 of them is not. So the new one, the, Brian, the Coda, he is, a non-union.
I believe he's in the preschool, he's at center, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It was because of the needs that are that are at Central School.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just asking,
Yeah.
is it a contracted position or is it a full-time position?
Well, it's a full-time position, but
To a contractor,
2 are contracted and 1's non-union.
okay, and have we looked at if we brought it in-house or contract all 3 positions? Have we looked at what the cost?
So
of it is?
he's just not, they did not put him in, cause they have him as a coder, they did not have him as a teacher. He's
I guess my question is basically you have 2 contracted positions, 1 full-time position. Why don't we have 3 contracted positions instead of a full? I'm just throwing the question out. You probably have the answer.
I'm gonna guess that this is how it was set up.
it was
and I
set up with Jessica, and I'm not sure if
We can
it's
ask
because of the
would ask.
credentials of the titles, if one does not fall under a teacher category, and I think that's what Coda.
Yeah, the Coda
Was.
is not,
So that is why he is under non-union
I don't think we're
and,
supposed to mention names.
we're not.
Okay.
I
So-
didn't, I said Coda.
Oh,
That's his title,
oh, what's the title?
Coda.
What's it stand for?
A certified
Occupational
occupational
therapist.
therapist assistant.
Yep.
Further discussion? It's been moved and seconded, 173,599. All those in favor? Opposed? 3-1.
You could bring, you could ask Lois de Silvernapton about
Yeah,
this
I
again.
would just like a little bit more insight in that, because if,
Well, you can ask her when she
Yeah.
comes in.
I can,
okay.
I'm making a note of it
Yep.
too for you. Yep.
At the bottom of the page, professional services for OT, 15,000. Motion up or down?
I'll make a motion we accept.
Moved Frank, seconded. Andrea, discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Okay. Scoot on down to 2210-2, tuition reimbursement. I think a lot of this is contractual.
Mm-hmm.
People get so much and so on and so
So,
forth.
yep,
So, 2021 was budgeted 51, proposal is 51. Motion, up or down?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Move to accept, Ginny second, discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Testing, 16-2. That seems to be level funded. Motion up or down? Moved Andrea, second. Ginny? Discussion?
Question regarding this. I know it's a level, okay, so my concern is, didn't we have a number of people coming in that we've tested?
Under compensatory.
Yeah, so
This is a screener?
Is this budget okay in that?
This is the screeners that we use, our universal screeners for all
Yeah.
students, so everyone has a baseline, and we also use them to compare their fall and their spring scores.
No, and I understand that, but well, I guess my question is this a significant budget to do that?
It's,
Because I think
Yeah,
you
because-
increased in the number of people testing, right?
it's really, under a response to instruction model, it's really necessary, because it's how you measure kids' growth from fall to spring, but also when they come back in the fall, you get to measure and see how they progress.
Okay.
So it's
Then-
great baseline information.
All right, so the budget's okay then?
yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
so you don't need that?
No.
Okay, got it.
I understand where you're coming from, but no.
Well, I would hope, as they prepare the budget, if they need more money in an account, that they have put it in.
Yeah, but sometimes it's easier
It's
just
just-
to bring the number over from the
No, I
previous
don't
year and then.
Think when they make this budget,
Well,
that's
for
what they do.
example, the reason I mentioned that is in 2018, 2019, you spent close to 16,000.
Right.
And
But I don't think they-
in 2019 and 19 and 20, you dropped to 15,000.
Can I
Right.
address it?
Yeah,
We're not sure what the numbers are gonna look like, so we wanna make sure that we're having enough in there to cover the students that we are anticipating, which is hard to anticipate.
Right,
I
but they
don't-
were
sense.
utilizing
And
the
the
same
cost
products,
of
and I
increase.
believe that, last year, I'm not 100% correct on this, but one of these, we got a deal on because we started utilizing it at all three locations with more students.
oh, okay.
I don't think Lois and Mariah and their team would just rubber stamp things and move money across and not put a lot of thought in what they're
No,
asking
and I
for.
understand that,
But I know
usually-
I know you say you understand that, but there's many accounts already where you've questioned
And
your amounts.
if I can address that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm used to doing budgets
Yeah,
where I have actuals year to date. So I'm seeing what we spent year to date, I'm looking at that number, I'm comparing it to what the budget was for that
so
year.
what have we
All
spent
right,
year to date?
and now, but all I'm seeing here, and that's why I'm asking the questions,
Right.
is I have a number that says actual for 2019, actually 20. I have an adopted budget for the current year that we're in, but not actual expenditures for this current year, year to date. And I'm looking at it on a default budget or a proposed budget,
So it's
but I don't know
like-
where we are.
Right.
And when I do budgets, or when I did budgets, I always had what we've spent year to date, what that was as compared to the budget, and what that would projected be to the next year's budget,
Well,
okay?
you could always bring up the budget thing that you give us every
I
month.
have one, would you like to look at it? I brought it with me, just in case
That's
somebody
the
wants
question,
to.
I mean, you
Yeah, I
know,
mean-
we don't have enough, I mean, I'm looking at this, and I'm asking the questions, but what did we spend year to date?
Right, and if you brought that sheet, you'd know, Frank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and if, usually there's you know, a sheet there or something to tell you what your year-to-date expenditures are, and then you project.
yeah,
Isn't it in, the board packet or no?
yeah, it is.
So it is, so,
Yeah, but it's,
I
the
know,
board
I
package
know.
is there, and we're
I
here,
know.
so, you know,
yeah. And it's hard to predict, truthfully, over a year out. I mean,
I know.
it's very hard to do that. And the other thing is that
You can have, I'll.
COVID-19 is a perfect case of it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Last year was a perfect case of it. We were out of school from March on. This year, we started with COVID. The last 2 years have been really, unusual.
no, and I understand it, but when I do budgets,
Yeah.
okay, and we're talking, you know, basically millions and millions of dollars, okay? You have 9 months year
Yeah.
to date, and you know that and you have a percentage, maybe you used 8% in January, 12% in June, whatever, but it came out, and then you projected, so you have an idea. Right now, all I'm seeing is what we spent the previous year, what we budgeted for, don't know where the actuals are, could be over or under.
We
and we're
are right
and we're just
now,
carrying the number over.
we're right now under $5,000-ish. So to me, they're probably already paid for the year, we might be missing just one item.
Yeah, because it's for a year contract. And just so you know, when we did the budget, we sat in this room and Greg projected these line items up there and Mariah
Yeah.
did give us where we were and every principal had his or her budget book to see what they had spent and what their projections were, just so you know.
No,
It was thoughtful. I mean, I do feel bad
Yeah,
about
I didn't
that.
just
Yeah.
throw it together
Yeah.
and say, oh, let's do
Yeah.
this in
No,
the last
and I
year.
understand
Yeah,
that,
so
but,
just so you know.
we've got the book, but we don't see those
I know,
numbers.
you're
Well,
right.
and the thing is,
You're right.
this has been a format since 2000, it was since 90 started, so I just kept the same format. I don't
Yeah.
know if,
If there's a better way,
And it's
I
been,
think-
and it's been
right, it's
an
been,
issue from the
The
beginning.
get-go,
It's-
and, but
it's-
I've
it's
always
not
asked
something
the
new.
question of
Okay.
Nate, and Nate's always had those numbers available and placed on the screen, if you recall.
Yeah, but we just have to remember to bring the budget, the copy of the budget report that Mariah gave us. And,
well, I
And we can go
can,
back and
Yeah.
reprint them for next
Meeting,
meeting,
yeah,
so
that's
that you
fine.
have them, yeah.
Perfect,
Yeah, we
thank you.
had that too, I think, he did
Yeah, I
provide
can just
that.
print you
Yeah.
the, yeah.
yeah,
So I'll keep quiet.
Okay, actually,
We like
can
the
email it to you
questions.
so
It
you can
makes
go
us-
through it before next time,
no,
how's
it's
that?
good, it's good for us, cause it's my first time through it, so I wanna make sure I'm giving you the information you need, so.
No,
I
it's
just-
good for me.
I
But
just
you
don't
sat
want
through this.
people
No.
to think that you rubber stamped this, cause I know you didn't.
No, we didn't.
Well-
I know you didn't.
But that was an explanation that we didn't know you got together and you saw these numbers and
Yeah.
you projected.
Yep.
Okay, but that's something that I'd like to see, being a numbers person, is where are we today? Where are we going to be?
Mhm.
Because when I
Yeah.
sat in at when I replaced you last year, when you took a
Yeah.
leave of absence, those numbers were there, what they spent, where they were, when the town did it.
yeah,
And I'm sure you're sitting through that now, where they're projected to be, and whether it's gonna be a shortfall or a plus, a surplus, and then you address the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only reason. And I think by bringing that out, you should have that information available in case I'm not asking the question, somebody from the budget committee is asking that question.
Yeah.
So it's been moved and seconded, the 16,200 that was thoughtfully proposed by Lois and her team. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 400. Workshops, seminars. Moved 7,000. Motion?
I'll make the motion.
Moved Frank, second Andrea. Question, Frank? Did you wanna know how much we've spent so far?
No, because my question would be, we spent 5,300 in 2019-2020. We adopted a budget for this year going into for 7,000. My question would have been, with COVID, I don't think anybody went to class or going to class, are they?
They are, we have.
Yeah, we
They are?
have
Oh,
this.
online?
Yeah, there's a
Online.
lot of online Zoom courses and stuff going on.
Yep,
Okay.
Mhm.
yep, we do.
Further discussion? All those in favor? 400. In service, again, level funded. Someone wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion
Frank?
to accept it.
Seconded. Andrea?
Yep.
Discussion? All those in favor? 400. Professional development for professionals, and that's part of their contract.
I'll make a motion to accept the $1,200.
Second. Ginny? Discussion?
Yeah, I think that's a shame that out of all the pairs we have, we got two that will take a class.
Right.
I mean, this is something that you can do. I mean, your life commitment might not be to be a para, but by taking a class, it could help you in something to do with being a para.
But I guess I have a question on that too then. Have the paras had to do more training, given the COVID-19 situation?
Not necessarily. It just depends. You know, if there's a specific need, then we provide them what they need.
Okay.
This is just above and beyond. And in
Mhm.
fact, I know that Dr. Lois De Silva Napton is putting together a mini-series of workshops for all of the special ed people that he's going to write in one of the grants. So, and he's
Mhm.
really trying to provide some meaningful professional development for everybody. So, that's a goal for her.
Further discussion? I don't know how you come up with, I mean, I know you do, but how many paras do we have total in the district?
What would you say?
30,
Yeah,
25?
yeah,
Let's
something
say
like that.
30, it's easy.
30, yeah.
So if all 30 took the 600, you're talking $18,000.
Right, so,
So in theory, we're 16,000 or so in the hole if everybody decided to use that.
if I thought they'd all use it, I'd put $16,000 in the budget because it's worthwhile for them, but I can understand that they all have lives and kids
know.
and everything else, so.
I think it's, significant amount, I mean, it's there, if,
A lot's provided for them too.
Yeah.
We include them whenever we can.
Well, it was the same with, teachers' professional development that we looked at a little while ago.
That was in the contract too.
Yeah, no?
Yeah.
All those in favor, I think it's been moved and seconded,
Yes.
I've lost track. All those in favor of the 1,200, 400. We did have a motion for that, didn't we?
Mhm.
yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Yes, you did.
Just checking.
I have that one. I'm
You
hoping I
type it
didn't
on
miss
this.
any. I'm hoping I didn't miss any.
Are you typing all these minutes
Yes.
Oh, God.
in your spare time?
I know. Multitasking.
Curriculum work, 11,000. Someone want to make a
I'll make a
motion? Moved
motion.
Andrea, seconded.
I'll second
Frank?
it.
Discussion?
Yes, I'd like to, you're gonna shoot me, but how much have we spent year to, because I don't have that number.
I'm getting it for you.
And the
Right
reason
now.
I'm asking is in the previous budget, we only spent close to $5,000. It increased in the adopted budget went up to 11,000, and that's the number you're gonna let me know.
Yep.
I'm saying if it's not being utilized, we can reduce this by 5,000.
Principals came to me this summer and asked that I give them money so that their teachers could work on curriculum initiatives because there was concern, given what happened from March to June 4th. So
That's true. Yes,
so
but
I-
we have not utilized it as of yet.
but they should be putting in for it, because what do we have? Because I know that Morrison spent all of theirs, and I believe Century spent most of theirs, as did Hampton Academy.
So how
I
much
think
have we
They
spent?
use their
year to
summer
date?
curriculum.
Oh, did they?
Yep. So as you're, to date to now, right now,
Yep.
from September to now,
Now,
nothing.
nothing,
Oh,
so you're telling me
So-
Not good news.
we have $11,000
See, I left
in
this
that?
in here so we had something to,
So
Yes.
you're saying to me we have $11,000 because nobody utilized it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I make the motion that this budget get reduced by 5,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded Ginny. Discussion.
I would not agree with that because I think there's going to be a lot of coursework, a lot of training, a lot of things that staff is gonna need to do to stay current with what's happening with COVID. If we have to go full remote, I mean, they weren't as up to speed as they wanted to be between March and June. In order to stay current with all the technology and everything that they have to use, they're going to have to take more coursework and more webinars and more things to keep themselves current, just on technology alone, not on methodology.
wait one second.
I'm just.
Now that you said that, I looked at 50, district-wide. We might have had some, it might have been put right into the center line, because it's got an XX. So that means it could be all 3 locations.
Is there another budget that would allocate some of this funding?
I know that
Hold on.
this is where I thought the money was coming from, when I allowed the principals the money to do this work this summer.
Well, that's right, but if there's a different budget,
Yeah, I
then we
know,
don't need it.
yeah, I know, true, right.
The only other place it could be is on curriculum software, as
No.
far as
No,
technology
yeah,
goes,
No, that's software.
but that's pretty level funded.
Right.
Here's my,
Here, hold on.
here's what I'm
I'll do it
saying.
this way,
It says
it's
here,
I can get
and
them all.
this may be a valid budget, okay? But I'm thinking that it says mentoring, teacher mentoring. That means when somebody comes in new, they're mentored,
And the mentor gets money.
paid $500 or $600 or whatever it is. That's right. And we've had that, but has it been budgeted to this account? And that's, or it goes to another budget? That's what I'm asking the question. 'Cause
What, the mentors?
Yes.
Mentors, well, sometimes, so this year's mentors are going to a grant. So sometimes if we're able to, we put mentors into the grant, and sometimes it could go into this line, yes.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm
But we
saying?
haven't, the year to date though, we haven't used any.
No, and this year, 2021 that we're working on, that I'm looking up right now for you, mentors is in the grant, cause I put it in the grant.
Okay,
So yes, you're right, mentors could fall under here when we have that, because there's no
responsive
really other
classroom
place to
training?
put them.
Pursue it.
So I guess what I was commenting on then really goes back to in-service training. It really isn't this, once you've said that, Frank. I'm not disagreeing with these numbers, but what I was thinking that more money was needed back in the in-service training as opposed to, although with socio-emotional learning, obviously, there's a lot more going on in mentoring, PBIS, Solveus, and there's a lot more going on there.
So no, it was not in that lowest number, I really think that we have a line for summer work. I think that's where it went, it was 3,000 apiece,
Yep,
and that's different than this.
Do
okay.
you have to
Yeah.
pay PBIS fees for
Well,
the district or,
yep,
okay?
Every responsive classroom.
in response to the
Responsive classroom.
recertification for
Yep.
Susan.
And Olveus?
Yep,
And I don't think we have set up anything for those yet. Responsive classroom, did we put that in the grant too this year?
Some of it we do.
We did. So it depends on
So I guess.
what we have for grant money, what we're utilizing for grant, and then what is,
So, by reducing this by 5,000, is it going to impact anything if you've got mentoring going to grants and other areas?
but we don't know where we're gonna be for grants for next year and what's needed.
I know,
So
but
it's.
we're doing the budget now.
Yeah.
And we're basing it
So-
on past experience. And past
And so
experience
in
says.
1 year, we spent it all, well, pretty close to it, I think is why it went up. And then and then last year we didn't,
And this year you didn't spend any,
as of yet,
as of yet.
but so, yeah.
So I'm sorry,
First time.
did we have a motion
Yeah,
Yes.
we had a motion to reduce by
to
5,000.
reduce by 5, and it's been
I
seconded?
think Jenny seconded it.
Okay, so we're talking about the reduction.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're discussing. Now, I mean, if you feel, and I'm open, but year to date, we haven't spent a dime.
Well, that's your 5,000 for my
So
COVID
if we
supplies.
reduce it by 5,000, it's,
Whoa. Just don't be spending that money now, Mariah.
no, all I'm
Going to
saying.
rain soon.
Oh, this is true. I like the way you think.
And it's just a line item, you
Okay,
don't move it.
further discussion?
We're gonna make it work.
Okay, we have a
No,
motion to
right?
reduce this account by $5,000. Further discussion? All those in favor of reducing this by 5,000? Opposed? 3-1-0. Curriculum supplies, $10,000.
Let
Level
me get you that
funded.
number, Brian.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to accept,
I'll second.
seconded Frank. You getting him some information?
If you want it.
I'd like to know how much we spent here today in the
Yeah.
discussion mode.
What is it for?
Curriculum supplies.
Oh, so we have encumbered money, but we haven't paid for anything as of yet, but we have about $2,000 encumbered.
No, how much have we spent year to date?
$2,000.
2,000
It's encumbered,
Well, it's still spent.
so it's spent, 2,000 so far.
so far.
So yeah, so this stuff is actually, this is when Kim would start ordering the supplies and,
I don't have any problem with this budget because last year you spent 13,000 and you reduced it
so
by
are you gonna let me
3,
put the 5,000 back in there?
and you haven't gotten all the numbers in. So I'll accept I'll accept the 10,000.
With me,
For-
with me.
further discussion?
5,000 is gone, Mariah.
You think-
All those in favor of the
You
10,000?
guys for the budget.
Frank,
I know.
4-0. Curriculum books, 8,000. Motion to accept, Andrea, seconded, Frank. The big question, Frank?
Nope, because actuals for last year were close to 8,000, so I'd buy it.
Okay, further discussion?
Okay.
All those in favor? 4-0.
Hey, all I'm saying is, I'm preparing you for when you have to go in front of Virginia.
I appreciate
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's, yeah. They
Curriculum
won't be able to do
software?
that 5,000
No, they won't.
either.
10,000.
50.
They're gonna hammer me on health
I'll
insurance.
make a motion to,
Accept 10,000. I'll second it. Discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Dues and fees, I'm pretty sure you can't change those. Moved Andrea, seconded Ginny?
Yep.
Ginny, yep. Discussion? All those in favor? Well, I think we can do at least one more section, maybe,
Yes,
maybe not. We're on 2220-2. Salaries librarian / media specialist. Motion, Ginny,
Yeah.
seconded. I'll second. Andrea, discussion?
Now I've made the motion to accept this. What are these guys doing right now? Librarians.
They are working with kids. Their schedules are full.
Oh, that's right, because we're in school.
Yeah.
Okay, what did they do last spring?
They did all kinds of support, they did story hours, they did whatever they could to support
They
the
subbed.
student. They did what?
they subbed, some of them, they filled in, let's
They
put it
did,
this
they did
way.
what they needed to do,
I know
yeah,
they read online because I was there for one of them.
yeah, yeah.
Good story, Bill story.
Good news. Okay.
Moved and seconded. Further discussion? All those in favor? Frank, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I raised my hand, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I
Lois,
missed it.
can they still borrow books from the library, or they've
They
stopped
can,
that?
they have to
Okay.
be, they have to hold them for 72 hours before they can put them back into
And
recirculation.
you have to wipe them down though.
They bring a squeaky cart around, according to my grandson.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
We've
very
heard about the
squeaky cart.
squeaky
Squeaky
carts.
They do,
Center and Marston have squeaky carts.
yes, they
Oh,
do, they have a,
Anybody here 10W40?
I know, that's what I said, I was gonna send some in, I said.
Okay, repair
in the budget.
maintenance for library
Supplies.
media, $450.
I make a motion, we accept it.
Moved Frank, seconded Ginny.
Yep.
Discussion. How much have we spent so far?
Are you gonna sign that now?
All
I am
those-
gonna change this whole thing for
all
next year.
those in favor?
Yes, we're all in favor of it.
we could post it, seriously, on the.
Oh, no, I
bulletin
think we should,
boards.
we'll post it.
That's right. We used to have that, when we had questions, it would be thrown up on the
Yep.
board,
Okay.
if you recall. Remember, Nate had the thing, we put it on the board and that would answer.
We could do that.
Yeah, I have my laptop here, I can give you breakdowns.
No, it's okay. Next time we meet.
That's what Mariah loves to hear, what Nate used to do.
That's okay, I'm prettier, so whatever.
2220-4,
Mariah.
supplies, library media.
I make a motion, we accept the 4850.
I'll second it. Discussion? All those in favor? 400. And 2220-5, books and printed materials, 19.8.
I make a motion, we accept the 19.8.
Second,
Second.
Ginny. Discussion?
No, that's relatively been flat right across the board.
Yep,
Books are expensive.
yep.
All those in favor? Okay, 400. So folks, I had said that
You
around
can do
8.
one more.
Yeah.
We got 10
Okay,
minutes.
do another one?
Sure.
Okay,
Well, this one's super fast,
you
so.
let me know.
It's only 2 pages.
Last year we
Go.
did get through
Oh.
2225, just so you know.
Well, let's keep going then.
Well,
Well, yeah,
we'll do
let's, yeah.
that. Media coordinator,
Remember that.
salary,
Yeah, I make a motion, we accept.
moved Frank, second. Andrea, discussion? All those in favor? Andrea, 400. And that might not cost us a penny, right?
It doesn't cost a penny, and we've
Nope.
kind of utilized the
Franchise
coordinator funds, covers now some of one of the technologies.
Comcast,
people-
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We
And
wrote the letter, we're waiting to hear back from the selectmen. We did
and the
write
next
letter.
one, 2224-3, that shouldn't cost us anything either, right?
Nope,
Someone wanna move that then?
I'll move that.
Moved
I'll make the
Andrea,
motion, we accept the 8,000.
seconded Frank. All those in favor? Frank, yeah, 4-0.
I think that's where we stop.
nah, keep it going.
Why don't we do the
Come on, let's get this
unsung
done.
heroes,
Yes,
technology.
Let's keep going.
Technology. the
Okay,
unsung
we'll do
heroes.
technology and we'll call it quits.
I make a motion, we call it after technology.
Yeah,
He's already made his speech.
Where
and
were
was
we
off the
last year at
podium
this time,
for it.
Andrea?
We had just finished this.
I'm having a
No, we
COVID
just
party.
finished this and then we had dinner, cause yeah, I have this. We went all the way to like 2320.
What?
yeah,
Just saying,
not tonight.
but I think we're here till like 9 o'clock.
2225-2, technology, salaries,
I
someone
make a
want-
motion, we
Move,
accept
Frank.
186,005.
Seconded. Andrea, discussion, not much to discuss. Technicians getting paid for by cable, free fees. All those in favor? Ginny?
Yep.
5-4-0. Salaries, data management, 42,798.
I make a motion, we accept the 42,798.
Someone want to second that?
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Discussion, I'm gonna discuss.
Okay.
What is the 2% proposed increase? Is that something we're gonna see in a lot of
Mhm.
positions
Mhm.
coming forward?
And passed.
Okay,
So if you just
Oh,
look,
so this is the non-union people?
Right.
right.
Oh, you trouble me, you guys.
You notice how
Okay,
we
so-
just kind
All
of.
right.
we're like, you guys are happy with that, keep on going.
Can
Yeah, I
I'd like
did
to
too.
withdraw my motion.
On which
No, it's
one?
okay, because it's all right, we can vote it down, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna just deal with this one right now, and then we'll go back and find some others.
Whoa, okay, go ahead, we have to
Okay.
vote.
So it's been moved that we put this 42,798, which includes a 2% proposed increase, which is a thing that we haven't really talked about
Right.
as a board. So, how are you going to vote, people? It's been moved that we accept this. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain. 1, 2, 1. So, I would like,
Can,
yeah, I think we should hold off on this one until we,
I'd like to
Yes.
make a broad proposal. I think, my proposal is on any non-contractual obligation,
We revisit.
on increases, we need to
talk about it.
talk about it overall.
Correct.
And we shouldn't be doing individuals. It should be a
So-
broad,
So I may have missed one earlier that had a 2%.
I can tell you and we can go back to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We didn't, you read the comment again?
No.
So in effect, that one is tabled.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
you have to table the one before
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
there
civil
was some
before
of those.
that. Yeah.
I will highlight and go
Technology.
back
Right.
for
Yeah.
you for next time. Does that
Oh,
work?
there it is, off
But
to
there's
the side.
also,
I didn't see that.
if you look in your info, there's a, sheet that says non-union,
Yeah,
and it will tell you which tabs.
okay.
Who has them?
We'll have to revisit all
Yep.
those.
So I think yeah,
Well,
there is one that we,
I think there was another one besides.
there's one that you missed, and, I had mentioned that there was a rate increase, and you're like, okay, yeah, but
Yeah,
I
we
don't think
missed
we
it.
caught it
I missed
when I
it.
said it,
But
so
I
not a
think
big
we
deal.
tabled some of these that would have it.
Two of them, because we're
Yes.
removing them, yes.
All
But
right,
there's
so-
only one that you approved that we would have to go back to,
Okay.
and I will
Okay.
make note of that right now.
So how about if I make a proposal that any position with a rate increase be tabled
Yep.
until we had a review and discussion,
Right.
Okay,
even the ones we approved.
yeah,
You need a
Yeah.
second on that?
Yes.
I'll second.
Second, Andrea. Discussion, none. All those in favor? Okay.
Okay.
We have the salaries for the summer at 3,840. Motion?
Does this have an increase?
no,
Okay, I'll make the motion to accept.
Second? Ginny? Discussion?
Just again, you won't know if you're gonna need,
We had a phenomenal student that we hired, former 8th grader, who came in,
okay,
who did a phenomenal
right.
job.
Okay,
I can't say
alright.
enough about this person.
okay,
What they did, I mean,
great.
I think we can all attest, it was just an outstanding student that really did a lot of work for us.
Okay, it's kind
Further
of,
discussion?
Yeah, it was great.
All those in favor? 4-0.
Yeah.
Workshops, Krista McAuliffe and the Mass Q that Greg has told us about, 1,500, pretty much the same. Motion,
I'll make a motion, we accept the 1,500.
moved Frank, seconded Andrea. Discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Contracted services, this is cell phone, pretty much.
Yep.
Someone want to make a motion?
Make a motion.
Moved Andrea, seconded
I'll second.
Frank. Discussion?
Yeah, question, actual 2036, you budgeted down 600, but I also know that whoever your carrier is, whether it's AT&T or Verizon, is having an increase.
So
is
the
this
cell phone
allowed
reimbursements are not, we don't pay the company. This is people reimbursement for using their cell phones.
Okay, so this is
Just to defray the costs.
Yep.
just to defray the.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so that wouldn't affect that.
No, okay,
Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor? Repair and maintain computers, $9,000 for 3 schools. I think that's a bargain myself.
Yep.
Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a
Ginny,
motion.
Yes.
seconded Frank. Discussion?
Last year, we spent 11,500, why the decrease? What are we year to date?
Because, I think it's because of the lease, the lease on
Is the
the,
leases
We did a lot of, with
internal repairs?
that, but with the, COVID money, we wanted everybody one-on-one. So we spent a percentage of the CARES money to Chromebooks and stuff. So, we
But CARES
got,
won't be available next year.
well, and we, no, but we got a lot of newer stuff this year. So expecting to have repairs so the equipment's much newer, and, we got a lot of items to keep us for backing up our product for next year. So, Greg thought that we'd be able to handle that expense. So as of today, we have spent $7,750.
And the year's not out then.
No.
No.
No,
So do you
technology
think that
this year has
is-
been,
Okay, so do you feel somewhat that this, because those computers are going home, because everything's going home, this may be that's now, and that's probably why you're at 7,000, and
right,
the fiscal year isn't over yet.
right,
I'm thinking, and we have a savings of $5,000, keep in mind, that this should be brought up to actual of last year, which is 11,500, so we should probably put another 2,500 in this.
again, I think Greg looked at it and felt that this could,
Okay, if you feel that way,
I'm sure he did, I have great
Okay.
faith in the director to,
he's gonna go over budget this cap.
I mean,
fiscal.
technology is definitely getting
He's got
bigger.
1,500.
I know.
If there's one person that could probably go over budget with the budget committee, it's probably technology,
Yep.
because they had a lot of singing of his praises on Tuesday night.
It's true.
No, I'm just saying it might be under budget, that's all I'm saying, it might be under budget, that's all I'm saying. But if you feel comfortable, that's fine, it's a discussion, it's nothing else.
If you feel it would be helpful having him here to revisit it,
No,
we could,
no.
but I really
I feel
feel that,
confident that you guys probably beat this thing to death.
We beat them all to death
Yeah.
to get what we wanted.
I'm
No, we
comfortable.
did it.
I'm just throwing it out because you're at 7,500 year to date. The fiscal year isn't over,
Oh, yes, and
okay? And those computers are going home.
I can guarantee
Accidents
you,
happen.
a lot of it is COVID related.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's gonna be more, and so,
But
okay.
next year, we don't know what's gonna happen. They-
Right.
we-
So
That's not
I
the
think
point.
we have a motion for the 9,000.
Yeah,
Yes?
we did that, we're voting on it, it was discussion.
Right. Further discussion? All those in favor of the 9,000? 4-0. Rental, lease of technology, 100,000. Motion, moved Andrea,
I'll second.
seconded Frank. Discussion?
Although Frank's, your argument on the last one could very well hold true here.
Yeah,
Where are we?
So I'm gonna look at that, but we have set leases and,
well, that's a locked number, if you're dealing with
we
leases,
have
that's a
set
locked number.
leases and we do not wanna go down for sure, and I believe it's very close, but it's not gonna be, let's see. Yeah, so like right now, I think we've paid for one of the leases, which was 29,890, so 29,890. I believe I have two more that have to be, so I have an encumbrance of 33, so that's another lease that's, and I have one more. So that's right, we're right in the ballpark, and that's where we're at for next year too.
Yeah,
It's
but,
slightly over
the reason-
90,000. I think.
Yeah,
yeah, and the reason I'm not questioning that is because to me, it's budgeted,
it's
your
budgeted
lease
3
costs,
years,
they're
yeah.
It's built.
you're locked.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it, you know?
Further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Technology supplies,
I make a motion, we accept it.
second. Ginny? Discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Internet access fees,
Make a motion, we accept it.
seconded. Ginny? Discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Software, administrative software, and it's itemized.
Yep.
And it comes to 88,330.
I make a motion, we accept it.
Second.
Seconded Ginny. Discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. And it's a place, we shifted this, right? So we don't
a while
have
ago.
to, we don't have to take any action on
Nope.
that, okay?
Well, should we just put $1 in there in case we reconstruct?
So I
something?
don't, you've never had $1 in there. I can if you want.
I-
It just
I'm
keeps the account
thinking
open.
It's software instructional, and if everybody comes back, there's gonna be new software, new programs, you know what, that's fine.
So we're
No,
gonna,
because the next one has $1 in it.
we're gonna ignore
Well,
that.
that's because we gotta keep that.
You don't
We're
have
going
the cost
to
per
the
year.
new technology equipment for $1. Moved, Andrea, seconded Ginny. Guessing,
Sure.
guessing, for
Yes.
the $1.
Oh, for the $1, yes.
All those in favor? 4-0.
No discussion?
Did you want
Would you wanna put
discussion?
some money into it, Frank?
It's okay.
I was
I make a
just
motion.
just assuming. Shouldn't
That's for the
assume,
COVID.
right? Replacing tech equipment, Promethean boards and all that, 70,000. Motion,
I make a motion, we accept it.
moved Frank, seconded Ginny. Discussion? All those in favor?
I
4-0-0.
I think this account shows you how people really were trying to be
Yeah.
figure out what to do in light of the increases we have regarding retirement and health insurance. The administrative team really made concerted effort to bring a budget that was realistic, fair, and reasonable. So I think that's why you saw what you saw. I mean, we
Can I
hope
just-
we're on track. You know, we hope we're on track,
So just
truthfully.
ask. Where, the one that has nothing in it, where in this budget is instructional software? Do we not need it? Why is this even here if we don't need it?
This was shifted to administrative software and technology in 17-18.
Okay, so if a teacher wants a specific software to teach a science or something, where would they go?
And then he made a new account named instructional software and online services. So that's in that line, the supply, it would be, where is that?
Then the-
I think we consolidated a number of accounts.
Yeah.
That's
was
what
back
happened on
in
the
a
last
while.
go around.
So it's
It was under
somewhere, it's
curriculum,
somewhere
wasn't it?
back there under
Yeah.
curriculum?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
All right, all right.
Because
it's
we haven't had
under,
anything in there for the
Well, that's what I
last
guess I
three
just wonder why
it's
consecutive.
under the regular
Fiscal year.
education in the instructional software
Okay,
online
that's
resources.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine,
in
thank
the
you.
1100 account.
It's redundant,
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay. I think I'm looking for a motion.
I'm making a motion, we adjourn.
To adjourn.
Second.
Moved Frank, seconded Ginny. Discussion. Well done. You did a good job.
Question for when we get in the discussion of the new positions.
Well, let's vote on the.
Okay.
Okay. Move to adjourn? Okay.